Ladies and gentlemen, December 2024 was an amazing month in the scene of Trackmania speedrunning. We saw some legendary records broken. Today, we're gonna look at the best ones and see what players were up to, which records got broken, which ones we might see broken in the future. It's gonna be hype. And we're starting with a banger. The first map that got broken in December, Stadium A1 from Trackmania United 2006. This is the first map in Trackmania United. It's just one turn. It shouldn't really be beatable anymore. But this guy, and remember this name, Unstable, had the world record at 940, and he beat it at 939. The French car is the new world record. Insane downhill, full grip, small speed slides on the dirt, and one car length ahead. Or one spoiler ahead. The insane thing about this run is that, okay, he's ahead of his old world record, which you have to be. But I checked his YouTube video about this run, and when he hunts world records, he plays against the tool-assisted record. Here he is, playing against the Spanish car here, which is the tool-assisted record. And after the first downhill and turn, he's ahead of the tool-assisted record. Literally all the way up until the finish, where it gets a slightly better speed slide and 38. This start is so insanely precise. All the way out to this wall, and then get the back wheel to grip early. And now the setup here is all the speed. And that is just one of several world records he beat this month. He also just recently beat the world record on a map called TMN Race B2. And again, this is kind of interesting. This record stood for 5 years. So Terrio here had a 1375, Unstable got 1374. Very basic map, you're gonna see it. Doesn't look like there's a lot of room to improve. The players go a little bit wide on purpose in the first turn to have more speed up the hill. And then Unstable gets this nosedive here from the ram bug and drives to the finish, one car length ahead. Spoiler again. Let's remove Terrio here from the comparison. Your wheel bumps up from the line and then goes down over the edge. Very precise to aim. You might ask yourself, how do you aim this? This is what I believe is going to be the meta for these short maps. Because look at this. Unstable is again playing against the tool-assisted record. And at the top of the hill here, just look how similar his line is to the green car. That is the tool-assisted. Theoretical perfect run. Literally the exact same line, except the task gets a slightly better dive here with a bumpy landing and then a better turn for 72. When people say copy world record, I mean, you couldn't be more right. That's how you get a fast time. So that's two of them. We're not really going in chronological order here. There's been an insane battle between the player Antra and Simi on the map Star Stadium C1. You could call it official maps, but it's actually made by community members in 2009 and treated as an official map. Antra has the world record in April at a 45. Simi at a 47. If you show beaten replays, there's a bunch of back and forths here between Simi and Antra, right? Far ahead of the rest. Simi beat this 45 2 months ago in November. I didn't show it at the time, but he beat it in a really spectacular way. So take a look. We're on board with Simi, all right? Polish car is Simi. Austrian car is Antra. So this map is really interesting. It has a pretty standard start, but here on the dirt, the player's gonna crash on the left side on purpose to set up for a bug slide, flick out with speed, and Simi realizes here he's far behind Antra. There's no way to win if he goes for a regular finish, so he goes in between the pillars for a bug finish and beats world record by 001, 100th. But this bug slide setup is crazy, no? Letting your car crash here to put yourself sideways into a bug slider on the turn. And Antra's, I mean, it was literally perfect. But Simi's record wasn't in December. Antra's was. So there's a new world record on this map by Antra, and that's what I'm going to show you guys. This is the new record from Antra in Cam 2 this time. Gray car is Simi's 44. Those runs already looked quite perfect, and it's hard to imagine you could go much faster, but we go for the bug slide. Antra faster before it. Gets a good bug slide and more speed on the exit. Then tries to get this low airtime with the ram. Gets a small bump that pushes his car lower. Now faster. And because he has the lead, decides to go for the safe finish. Not going for the risky bug finish. Because if you don't hit the trigger exactly, it's slower. So maybe you can still improve this. if you're crazy with it. We also have this, a brand new shortcut. Never before done. Let's look at this from Antisocial's point of view. This was the old world record. They skip in the start onto the hill, and this has been done for 20 years. All right, this is not that neat. But right here, Unstable just disappears from view and then rejoins the track, and he's just ahead. Seems literally free time save, except it's not. I remember Nino, the founder of Fastway Only, tried this around 2014, 2015. And the problem with this skip is that the uphill landing you get right here tends to bug 99% of the time. Like, this game is so garbage when it comes to dirt landings that this type of landing, nose down into dirt uphill, just feels like impossible to land clean. But he lands it without bugging, and now the pressure's on. Now he has to hold the lead with several precise drifts to go. He has about 0.2, it looks like, of a lead. Social with a better drift though, more speed down the hill. Also daring to set up for a higher speed line through here, and the lead is diminishing, the engine off. It's still enough. This shortcut and run saved him 7/100th of a second. But Social's run is already so good that it's very likely it won't be beaten without shortcut. We had at the very least one record though on the classic 65 Nations tracks, and you're gonna recognize this one. C12. Quite iconic map. This one has been competed for since 2008. It was beaten this month by a whopping margin. We're on board with Solution here. This is the old world record. And the new world record is by the Finnish car, by Jan. With a better start on the first ramp trick, you have to crash the sign on all 3 jumps here. And Jan gets a better second one. And now they're gonna hit the third one and turn around in the checkpoint. Skip found around 5 to 6 years ago. And jump up on the scenery on this tilted edge. Go round the corner, Jan's still ahead, but loses a bit in the end. And this looks like a big gap at the finish line. It's actually just 1/100th. 1/100th of a second. It's a 29.01 versus 29 flat. Very unfortunate for Jan that he didn't get the sub 29. But one thing you should know about this map that makes it a lot harder to play is that it's forced camera 3. Why the mappers in 2008 did this, we don't know. But you have to play it like this. And trying to do these quarter pipe ramp tricks when you cannot see your wheels, like when you cannot see your wheels at all, trying to aim for the exact angle you crash at to not, like, to get pushed down, it's very strange. Super hard to do. And then trying to aim this jump. Like, where's your tire? Are you landing or not? If you look here how close you jumped without seeing the tire, like, it's exactly on the edge. So yeah, it's very hard to play this map, and a good record. And I'm actually going to do a first here, guys. I'm going to show you some TM2 records that happened as well. But there was one more official record that happened. And it's a beautiful one. All right, we have Sigurd with a Norwegian car skin beating Maniac from Portugal. For some reason chose to drive with the Swedish car skin. That must slow him down. But alas, let's take a look at the comparison. The new world record here from Norwegian car Sigurd. And you have to land with a nose down here in the start, and Sigurd gets a better landing, more grip as the wheels touch the ground. So he's going to be far ahead of Maniac here over this long, it's a 10-second full speed part. So he's going to gain round about 1/10 of a second. But then the map ends with a very precise trick. You have to jump to the left here, bump the tires on the front pool edge, set up a bug slide and cancel at the right time to keep 4th gear or higher onto the booster with speed and into the finish. This map is really just one long waiting simulator until you get to here. And look at the precision on this bounce. The car bumps up and you need the front wheels to now clip this ever so gently on the front. You can hardly even see it in the replay, but it pushes the car sideways enough to do the bug slide. Likely to stand for a while, although a lot of people are hunting that map. And I got one more in TMNF for you. One more in TMNF. It's again one of not like the most prestigious, but like I didn't expect this to get beaten. And it has an interesting detail. The record from Trinity here, the Netherlands car is the old one, has stood since 2018. Zap's great car is the one beating it. And his start looks significantly worse. But then, literally perfect last turn, pulling ahead. And both cars are driving at full speed, so how? Zaps goes for a late apex. He pushes into the turn now, and he pushes in at the right time to go all the way to the wall, and his left wheels get a tiny bump from the ram here when he leaves the block. Giving, like, I'm talking microscopically, but giving less airtime. And from here on out, he's gonna have more speed because of this. And then the turn is done perfectly too. Going a bit wider for more speed, and just... I mean, I think this stuff is beautiful. Because these maps shouldn't see improvements. It's very rare that you end up beating a tie like this. Terrio and Trinity with the tie. A bunch of 78s. This 78 is from 2010. Hate to say it, but that's 15 years ago. And yet we're still seeing new records. You did it on accident, Zaps? That's crazy. There's one record I can't show because it's a puzzle replay. And the replays are locked. This is the map Puzzle B3. The way puzzle game mode works is that you build your own solution. You get a set of blocks and you build the map that you think is the fastest. For most of the maps, the solution is public and solved, so it's not, wow, you find something new. Eclu here, though, found something new. You start the map by trying to skip the freewheeling block, which is forced there, onto the left. So you climb over the wall here without the wheel touching the red. Very precise to do. Getting over the wall here. And then the best solution is to jump, touch the checkpoint trigger from underneath, and then drive to the finish. But here he has something new. He found out that for whatever reason, it's faster to jump into the finish than to drive all the way to the finish. But here's the old solution from Steph. Basically equal up to the checkpoint, but here we would all drive to the finish. Although, apparently you go too wide. This makes no sense to me. That it's somehow faster to just jump like he did. But it is, clearly. Guys. Unstable this month popped off. Here's Trackmania 2, the official Trackmania 2 campaign. And the map CO4. It's a dirt map with a lot of bumps. And somehow the bumps just don't affect him. He's immune. Jumps wide, gets a clean line, straighten out. Keeping third gear all the way here. Slowing down a bit on this uphill to get full grip. And the end of this map is very annoying to hunt. You have to first pass this set of bumps with a nose down over that. And then a low line. And now there's one more set of bumps. You jump low, try to hit this edge without flying off. And full right and speed slide into the finish. Here's the old road record from Lufok. The comparison is interesting. Lufok has a clearly better start line. Looks like he's getting overtaken, but has more speed here. And then doesn't reduce airtime the same way here, but there is more potential because Lufok did have a better drift and ending over here. Overall, gaining back quite a lot as well. A perfect run that gets everything right might be in the ballpark of 43.0 if you do everything right. But I find that insane that you can just, oh, let me get some TMNF records. Actually, let me get some TM2 records. Actually, let me get more than one TM2 record. It's the map A09. This one has been hunted so much. I mean, I remember Riolu having world record battles with Raceta here, and other players joining this one as well. It's been hunted so much. He beat the world record here by over 500ths. Makes no sense. Makes literally no sense. Like, it's way faster than all the cheated times. It's way faster than every other legitimate run as well. It's just insane. This wobble here to dive onto the dirt, done pretty much perfectly. So much more speed than Soppy. Wider setup, more speed, and then very hard, flat landing to not drift here, onto the dirt, and still a faster ending yet. Like, this gap is insane. It's crazy that it's improved. It was improved by this so much, and that he did it. Squarehead says, you made me realize I'm bisexual. I am happy for you. I'm not sure what to make of this information in the recap though. But we have Trackmania 2 Stadium A12, where he also got the world record. Honestly, this one made me realize I'm attracted to men as well. This is a hot run. This is a hot run. Look at the precision. Ooh, close to the wall. Ooh, close to the wall again. And crazy. What I find funny about this record, I don't know why, but Unstable decided to play against like 14 other ghosts. He plays in stretched resolution because he can see the car better. But why are there like 19 ghosts visible? Just look at this. There are so many cars on screen. You put the whole top 100 on just so you can show that he beat them all. And there's more, and there's more, and there's more. Lufok, tired of losing his records, too unstable, finds time in the middle of trying to win the fall campaign to play the Trackmania game where he is ranked #1 and beat the world record on CO6 in this game as well. This map has 2 wall banks. You have one bop right there to set up for this booster, and one later one. And it's probably the reason we have acceleration penalty in Trackmania 2020 now. Nadeo, for whatever reason, just hate the fact that it's faster to crash sometimes. Although I think it's interesting. You slam the wall here, bum, to get a better setup here. I think these things just make sense. So hard to see how they're able to improve these records time and time again. With each run, it just feels like there isn't that much to squeeze, but they make it happen. And Lufok wins. Okay, guys, I'll show this. It's cursed, but I'll show this. So technically, this happened 1st of January. Can I get an 07 in chat? I lost my proud possession of D13, but I lost it to a legend. I lost it to Jan. Jan's been popping off, and he got this run on the map. Clean, no slides in the first uphill. Getting the bump on the side here to reduce airtime. 11:24 is a great checkpoint too, by the way. A little bit slow on the bumps here. Makes it an average start. Then you bump on the left to get the bug slide cleanly through the turn. You found an optimization here, going on the left side to reduce airtime to the booster, making him faster across the shortcut after he lands it. And right now, he is miles ahead of the record. 34.20 is a nasty checkpoint. Straightens out, almost crashes the cactus, but avoids it. Sets up properly for the last bug slide into the wall. About 0.4 ahead of the record, slams this wall. Not as optimal, still ahead, jumps out wide to get the last line, and then disaster. Misses a bit of the booster, enters it late. You can see his car is still not fully on the booster. Quite slow for the finish. Still enough to beat the record, but as you'll see in the comparison, it almost cost him the entire lead he built up. So his start clearly a little bit better. But I'm coming back through here, more speed, hit the bumps on the side, equal now. Better bug slide for me, and I am far ahead. Now the airtime reduction and the better shortcut puts him ahead. And look at this gap. Look at this gap, guys. It's almost 0.4 that he has as a lead right now. But then in this run, I get a really good wall slam, another good wall slam, catching up, jumping less to the outside, but still going the outside here. It's about 0.1. Then he skips the booster, and I don't. It ends up being only 7/100ths, which shows how beatable this still is when you have like a 0.4 lead over here, and you end up at 07. Yeah, I could try to take this back. I really could. It's fun on these maps to try to take the record, to prove to yourself that you can. It's not so fun to go always like forward, back and forth every time you drop it. This is like an endless game of tag, it feels like. I've been here since 2019. It's been 5 years of playing this map on and off. And every time I've gotten back there, but then dropped it, and now I've dropped it again. It feels like I have a responsibility to try to take this back. It feels like I should, but I gotta give it some time first. But that is all the world records of December. Fun to take a look. We check in on these every single month. Let's hope 2025 is a fruitful year of Trackmania records. Let's hope a lot of them get beaten. Let's hope I get one back, because we gotta take back what's ours. And let me know if you want to see more Trackmania 2 stuff. Some of the maps are maybe unfamiliar, but they are really, really competitive. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Bye bye. Outro music.